my beloved child, pause for a moment and listen with your heart, not just your ears. This is not a random message, and this is not appearing by chance. Right now, Archangel Michael is stepping forward and raising a spiritual red flag to let you know that something important is coming into your life soon. Now is the time the title told you about. There is a signal out there, and ignoring it would be a mistake your soul will later feel bad about. Pay attention to this. If Archangel Michael waves a red flag, it's never to scare you. It's meant to keep you safe. There is a divine interruption that is meant to stop you before something goes wrong. A situation is already taking shape around you in a quiet, subtle, and almost invisible way. It seems fine at first glance. Everything looks good, but there is something off about that surface, and if nothing is done, it will cause trouble instead of peace. This is a matter of awareness, not panic, says Archangel Michael. You're being told this ahead of time because God wants you to be ready, not broken. There is a choice in front of you right now, but you may not fully understand it yet. Safety, clarity, and divine covering can all be found on one path. If you choose the other path, you will feel pain, regret, and tears that you could have avoided. Pay close attention. It's not a sudden tragedy that was talked about. It moves forward. It gets worse when people ignore the signs. When intuition is turned off, it grows. When someone's spirit is subtly uneasy, they keep saying everything will be fine. Unease you've been feeling lately isn't just in your head. That's a sign. Archangel Michael is pointing directly at something you've been putting off, like a conversation or a decision you keep putting off until later, or a boundary you know you should set but are afraid to do so because you don't want to cause trouble. Heaven is telling you that this delay is dangerous, not because you are weak, but because in the spiritual realm, timing matters. Do you understand why this message feels so powerful, my beloved child? Because time is running out right now. Correction is simple, and protection comes naturally within a narrow window. If you miss that window, the same situation will get worse, be more difficult, and hurt you emotionally. This is why the words, "do something before it's too late," are being stressed so much. The warrior of truth, Archangel Michael, is. He doesn't whisper warnings just for fun. He speaks when you need protection, and what he says is that someone or something near you is not in line with your destiny. That might look like it will help, sound convincing, and even feel like something you've done before, but that doesn't always mean it's safe. Pay attention to the signs you've been getting, like delays that keep happening, strange interruptions, and problems that come up out of the blue. All of these are not punishments. These are breaks. Heaven is making you move more slowly so that you don't hurt your feelings right away. However, those breaks won't help you if you keep pushing forward without discernment. There is also a strong emotional side to this. Your heart has been carrying a quiet burden, Archangel Michael is telling you. In order to stay strong, you've been telling yourself not to think or feel too much. Inhibiting discernment, on the other hand, does not get rid of danger. It only makes the warning last longer, until it sounds louder. "Open it now, or you will cry," is not a scary phrase. It has to do with revelation. You should face the truth now without getting angry or upset, so that you don't have to go through pain later. You won't cry tomorrow if you open your eyes today. This is the voice of divine mercy. Don't think that everyone around you has good intentions, says Archangel Michael. Don't think that just because something looks good, it must be sent by God. This season calls for discernment. Put away your distractions. Do not use as much energy. Watch more than you talk, because your spirit is open, my beloved child. This message reached you. You're still not late. You're not going to die. You are not left alone. You are already being protected. But protection needs everyone to work together. Heaven can warn you, but you have to do something. Soon, an important truth will come out that will make sense of everything. You shouldn't fight it when it comes. Don't try to explain it away. Act with wisdom while accepting it calmly. This one choice will either make you feel relieved or regretful. You are currently under the protection of Archangel Michael. He is not pointing his sword at you, but at something that is trying to disturb your peace. But he needs you to know about it. Right now, as this truth settles in your spirit, make it personal. He needs your obedience to that inner nudge you. Type Amen in the comments if you prefer discernment to chaos and peace to stress. With divine protection, let that one word be your declaration that you are listening, following, and moving forward. Feel how you do. Do not be afraid to take this message seriously. You're loved. You are being led. Because your future is important, you are being warned. What you do next will completely change how things turn out. It's because your spirit knows the truth that this message made you feel something deep inside. Dear soul, Archangel Michael wants you to know why this moment is so important now that you've heard the warning. Not just to stay away from pain. It has to do with alignment. You are being pulled out of divine order when heaven sends you a red flag. And when alignment is thrown off, bad things can happen even if people mean well. Archangel Michael is telling you that this emergency is linked to a pattern, not a single event. It's a cycle that you've seen before in different forms. Even though the faces and situations are different, the feelings that come out are the same: disappointment, invasion, and regret. Every time, you told yourself that the next time would be different. This time, heaven is stepping in to stop the cycle before it starts all over again. There is a decision you are about to make, even though it seems small. You are on the verge of saying yes or no, and you are tempted to walk through the door because it feels important or emotional. Archangel Michael says that hurrying without peace is a red flag. Divine timing never makes you feel like you need to panic. Darkness always moves quickly. Light makes things clear. Things may not be going as smoothly as they should. Plans may be getting pushed back, and conversations may feel off lately. This isn't because you want to fail. It's because heaven is blocking something that you can't see right now. Taking away that block too soon would make you feel sure of yourself, but later you would be sad. Archangel, if you want to slow down, Michael wants you to slow down your spirit, not your progress. Your emotions are being put to the test right now. Someone might be making old wounds come back. There are times when something can make you afraid of losing something, being alone, or missing out on something. In order to feel temporary relief, these fears may cause you to ignore red flags. But short-term relief often leads to lessons that last a lifetime. Pay attention to this. The terrible thing that is being warned about is not a punishment. It can be stopped. That's the reason for this message. Heaven doesn't warn about things it plans to destroy. Heaven warns what it wants to keep safe. If you believe this message is talking to you, say so in the comments. I choose divine discernment. This is your public promise to heaven that you will listen to your inner voice again. Your future is still open to change. What you choose still has power. This season, Discernment will be stronger than logic, says Archangel Michael. Your spirit may tell you that something is wrong, even though it looks right on paper. Believe what you feel. God often speaks through pain long before he speaks through assurance. You can hear God's voice in that quiet unease. You are also being asked to separate your feelings from the results. Don't try to have control over what will happen. Fear that looks like control often isn't. Clear thinking comes after giving up control. When you hold on tight, it's hard to see. Archangel Michael is calling you to a higher level of trust in divine protection, rather than blind trust in people. Dear soul, this message is also a reminder that you are not walking this path by yourself, even if you feel like no one understands or is there for you right now. You are surrounded by the spiritual realm. For you, battles you can't see are being fought. It's not a denial to be late. Being quiet does not mean you are not there. Pay close attention now. This is important. This message got to you because you are becoming more aware, and becoming more aware changes things. Many people cry later because they didn't pay attention to the early signs. You won't have to feel that pain if you act wisely. If this word moves you, share it with someone who needs discernment right now in your life. When you share, you pour the blessing of protection and breakthrough over your network. If even a little bit of this message speaks to you, please take a moment to respond to it right now. Like this message to reach more souls who might also be on the verge of making a bad choice. Give it to someone who needs discernment right now. Leave a comment saying that you will follow your wisdom instead of your impulses. If you subscribe to this channel and join this spiritual family, you'll keep getting messages that make you more aware. If you feel led, becoming a member helps this mission of spreading divine protection and warnings even more. Archangel Michael says that when you have to make a choice, the community matters. Discernment is impaired by isolation. Connection makes it stronger. That's why they led you here. Take a moment to think before you go on with your day. What has been disturbing your spirit over and over again? How come you've been in a hurry instead of praying? Who or what have you been blaming even though your gut tells you not to? The key is in your answer. Don't run away from this moment too quickly. What comes next will tie everything together in a way you didn't see coming, and it might even show you where the warning is really coming from. Stay tuned, because what's coming next will change the way you see everything. If you read this message all the way through, Archangel Michael wants you to understand something very important that has been hidden. The warning you are getting isn't just about something happening outside of you. There is also a change inside that needs to happen now. The tragedy that is being stopped is more than just an event. That's what happens spiritually when the truth is put off. There is a veil lifting around your perception, says Archangel Michael. You are beginning to doubt things you used to defend. There are things you used to not notice that you are now. This is not a mess. This is the quiet arrival of clarity. Before heaven shows something, it makes sure the heart is ready to take it without breaking. You might soon learn the truth about someone, a plan, or a path that you care deeply about. That changes how you see them, and that revelation might hurt for a moment, but that hurt is mercy. It is much better to feel short-term pain now than to be sad for a long time later. This is why this message is both heavy and protective. Archangel Michael wants you to know that the exposure that is coming is not meant to make anyone feel bad, not even you. Its job is to separate illusion from truth. There was never any truth to the expectations you had, and expectations based on illusion always fall apart in the end. Heaven is stepping in early to keep you from being crushed when the building falls. Pay close attention. Doubt and hope are not the same thing. Hope waits patiently and is based on peace. People in denial are worried and won't see the warning signs. You have been walking the thin line between the two, says Archangel Michael. You are being pulled back into hope by this message, the kind of hope that is in line with wisdom. Something you've been asking God to fix in the outside world is now being fixed inside your own head. You are honing your discernment. Your ability to deal with misalignment is getting worse. Your spirit is less open to telling half-truths these days. No matter how bad it feels, this is growth. Do not be surprised if the subject of a conversation changes, if the mood changes, or if some doors close without warning. It's not always rejection that leads to closure. They can be a divine rescue sometimes. God often shuts a door quickly because there was danger on the other side. Archangel Michael also wants you to know that your destiny is not to cry. At this point, relief means peace, but peace takes courage. Have the guts to take a step back, willpower to speak out, the guts to leave if you have to. Heaven will not force you to make a choice, but it will keep warning you until you do. Right now, obedience is very important. Not obedience out of fear, but obedience to the truth. It's not worth the short-term pain that comes with knowing the truth, even if it makes things less comfortable or tests our emotional connections. Upon hearing this, you may feel a rising sense of urgency in your spirit. Don't worry about that. That's the sound of alignment locking in place. When the truth comes out, waiting gets uncomfortable. The pain is telling you to act quickly and calmly. If your spirit agrees with what heaven is telling you now, take a moment to seal this moment. Type Amen in the comments to show that you understand this warning, are protected by it, and are ready to follow through in obedience. You are being watched over more closely than you think, according to Archangel Michael. The enemy doesn't attack things that won't happen. If you fight, it means that your destiny is important. But resistance only works when people don't listen to the warnings. Listen to this last instruction for now. Don't talk about this warning with people who can't spiritually understand it. Not everyone should be able to see what God is showing you. Keep the revelation safe until everything is clear. If this message is coming from your spirit, now is the time to confirm it. When I type this, I get a divine warning in the comments. Blessing code 444 has just been released over your life. If this message resonates with your heart, when this warning hits you in the heart, take this invitation just as seriously. The Lord is telling you that now that you have received light, you should give it to others. By giving to this mission, you are planting seeds in the souls of people who are being warned at the right time, just like you. Now is not the time to help a channel. Before tears cloud discernment, this is about saving lives. I feel led to tell you straight out that now is the time to respond, not later. The Bible says that those who sow righteousness will reap peace, and that your seed will become oil for lamps that are still flickering in the dark. This opportunity for obedience should not be missed. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Giving to this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-fi community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through hearts that are kind. This is what I say over you now. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. Give, and it will be given to you is not just a verse for Jesus. It is a living promise that shapes your future. Allow me to invite you now with a simple act of faith. Come into this moment with purpose, with honesty, and with hope. The money you give today is not a donation. The act of spiritual obedience that lets your heavens open is what opens them. Let go of your seed and see what God brings back into your life. Now, Archangel Michael wants you to go even further into understanding, since just being aware isn't enough. Repositioning you is what heaven is currently doing. There is a quiet but strong change happening under your feet, and if you try to fight it, that fight will cause you pain in the future. This is why the warning feels like it will not go away. There's no repeat because you didn't hear it. It's happening again because it's time to move on. Archangel Michael tells you that you have grown out of something, even if you still feel emotionally connected to it. A lot of the time, growth feels like stress before it feels like freedom. Some people try to hold things together that are already breaking, hoping that their hard work will fix what their alignment no longer supports. But working hard without being in sync only leads to tiredness and not peace. Take note of how tired you are these days, not just physically, but also mentally and spiritually. That tiredness is a sign. The soul is telling you that this doesn't fit who you are becoming. When something is set in stone, it gives you energy, even when things are hard. It drains you when something is out of place. If you stay where you're not supposed to stay, even when things look calm, Archangel Michael is telling you about the bad thing that will happen. Things don't always go badly. You can lose your joy, clarity, and self-respect slowly while telling yourself everything is fine. Heaven doesn't want that to be your story. Now is the time when making excuses won't help you feel better. What used to seem like a good reason will start to feel heavy and empty. This is not a ruling of guilt. This is clarity getting better. When truth grows up, it makes people do something. You can also learn something about trust here. Not blind trust, but trust that you can understand. The fact that you have a kind heart has been both a gift and a risk. Generosity without boundaries invites imbalance, says Archangel Michael. You were never meant to pour into places that don't return truth, respect, or peace. Don't get permission and patience mixed up. Being patient doesn't mean letting bad things happen. You can love someone without letting them be out of sync. Heaven is showing you how to keep your heart safe without making it hard. Balance is the key to wisdom. Beloved one, you may soon notice that you are separating from yourself. Things that used to stump you will now seem clear as day. It will no longer feel hard to make decisions. They will become simple, not easy. Simple does not mean easy. It is clear. Archangel Michael wants you to know that many people never take advantage of the gift of clarity. Some people would rather be safe than be free. You are being given freedom, but freedom needs you to be set free. You can't bring everything over to the next season. There is a sense of urgency, because waiting would make attachment stronger, and stronger attachment would make it hurt more to be apart. Heaven is speeding up the process out of kindness. What you let go of now with courage would have been taken away with tears in the past. Divine kindness this is. Grief for what could have been or what you hoped would happen may hit you sometimes, even if it feels fierce. Don't judge those feelings as they go through you. Being sad doesn't mean you're wrong. You cared, which is not a sign of weakness. Archangel Michael is standing next to you, helping you stay strong. You are not being told to do a blind jump. One truthful conversation, one firm boundary, and one decision based on peace instead of fear are all things that you are being asked to do. Do not tell everyone about your plans. There are times when shifts should happen in silence. Silence is often the best way to protect yourself. Let what you do speak for itself. Right now, use your discernment to help you. Beloved, make sure you understand this. Being warned never meant taking something away from you. It was about making room for what you were meant to have. What's coming brings peace, not worry. It brings stability, not constant work. But it won't come if you hold on to what's stopping it. A sacred transition is taking place right now. Don't rush it, but don't fight it either. Focus on your breathing, pray, and do what you need to do with calm obedience. Archangel Michael tells you that the weight you've been carrying will start to lift in ways you didn't expect once you take this step. There's no loss for you. You are getting ready, and being aligned always means being safe. Now is the time to make your agreement with this word real. In the comments type, "I walk in divine protection." Say it with faith, not fear, because you know that heaven is already watching over your steps. Stay with this message. What happens next will give us even more proof, and it will explain why this warning came at exactly the right time. Dear soul, Archangel Michael wants you to pay attention to something very delicate but strong right now. This is because the stage you are entering requires more honesty on the inside than action on the outside. I don't think many people fail here because they don't have faith, but because they don't want to face themselves. The warning you got earlier was very loud. This part is not as loud, but it's still very important. Silence often has the most profound lessons to teach. You may not even be aware of it, but you made an agreement with yourself a long time ago to put up with certain behaviors, to keep quiet, to keep the peace, and to take on responsibility that was never meant to be yours. These deep agreements are now being tested, says Archangel Michael. What used to feel necessary is now heavy, and that weight is your sign. You might feel like your tolerance is getting lower. Things that used to bother you no longer do. Words that you didn't notice before now stay with you in spirit. No, this is not being sensitive. It's the awakening of discernment. Once discernment arises, it is impossible to go back to the comfort of ignorance. When you need courage, this is it. What Archangel Michael wants you to know is that avoiding something is not the same as being neutral. When you choose to avoid something, you let momentum keep going in the wrong direction. The tragedy that was being warned about wouldn't happen because of one bad choice, but because of many small ones that could have been avoided that built up over time. Heaven breaks up patterns before they become results. You also need to understand something about timing. You're not early or late, but you're not late either. Right now, when things are clear, we need to respond, not react or cause drama, but respond in a grounded, thoughtful, and prayerful way. Some of you might want to wait for the perfect sign, the perfect feeling, or the perfect knowledge. Perfection is not necessary, but obedience is, says Archangel Michael. When we are still a little uneasy, uncertain, or shaking, that's when most divine shifts happen. At first, faith isn't usually calm. After alignment, it's calm again. Beloved, pay attention to how your body often responds before your mind does. Feel the tightness in your chest, the sudden loss of energy, and the restlessness that comes up for no reason. These are not just random feelings. There are times when your spirit talks to you through your body because your mind is too busy being afraid. You are being told to pay attention to those signals right now, not think about them. As a way to delay obedience while pretending to seek wisdom, overthinking is often used. Wisdom is already there, according to Archangel Michael. Right now, we need to trust what has been shown. Letting go of the need to be understood is also part of this part of the journey. Some people will not get why you change your mind, your availability, or your path. They might ask you some questions. They could get the wrong idea about your boundaries or your silence. But obedience doesn't need to be approved of. Heaven cares more about keeping you safe than about your reputation. And sometimes, protection looks like being seen wrong for a while. That time of year will end. There will be peace. Dear soul, it's very freeing to choose yourself without feeling guilty, to tell the truth without apologizing, and to be in alignment without having to explain yourself. If you betray yourself for peace, that's not peace at all, says Archangel Michael. Stop giving up on yourself and find true peace. As you move into this clarity, you may feel alone at times. That feeling of being alone will pass. It's the space that's made when connections that aren't lined up right loosen up before lined up connections arrive. Don't rush to fill that spot. Allow it to do its job. The soul is reset by silence. Additionally, this is a time of spiritual maturity. You are learning that not every fight needs to be fought, and not every truth needs to be told. You can only honor some truths by doing something. Change how you walk, how you talk, and what you choose. That's enough. Archangel Michael tells you that the pressure from the outside will ease once you cross this internal threshold. Not because everything will be perfect all of a sudden, but because you will no longer be fighting your own discernment. The anxiety you have been carrying will start to let go. Don't forget that the warning came at the right time. A lot of people are warned, but not many are willing to act. You stand out because you are willing to do things. During this time, be kind to yourself. You are learning alignment and unlearning survival habits at the same time. That takes style. Do not try to heal too quickly. Don't feel bad about the choices you've made in the past. These people brought you to this clear moment. Step by step, trust will take the place of tension as you move forward. Archangel Michael walks with you, not in front of or behind you, but next to you. What's next will show you how perfectly timed everything is. Pay close attention. You will understand the deeper meaning of this warning when you read the next part of this message. It will tie together everything you have been feeling into a single, clear truth. Archangel Michael now talks in a way that makes you feel stronger, because this part of the message is about strengthening. Once the truth comes out, the next challenge is to be consistent. A lot of people get warnings. Fewer people keep the posture they need to walk them out. You are being warned and strengthened by heaven so that you don't fall back into old habits when your feelings calm down. You may feel a strange mix of relief and tension right now. The relief comes from finally understanding what's going on, and the tension comes from knowing that things need to change. This stress is holy, says Archangel Michael. It's the stuff that makes you who you are becoming and who you were. Don't try to get away from it. Let it make you better. you need to understand something important. When discernment kicks in, going back is meant to be uncomfortable. Feeling that pain is a defense. It keeps you from romanticizing things that used to make you angry. If you feel resistance when you think about going back to old habits, old arguments, or old agreements, that means your protection is working right. You are also learning how to act differently when you are under a lot of stress. Things that used to make you react right away now make you want to pause, pray, observe, or be quiet. This isn't being weak. This is the growth of authority. As Archangel Michael puts it, power that reacts without thinking leaks energy. Power that stops builds strength. There may be times when you doubt yourself and wonder if you are being too careful, too watchful, or too serious. When that happens, remember that this warning wasn't given without reason. Life doesn't stop in heaven for no reason. You were told not to do it because it would cost you too much. Pay close attention to how your priorities change. Things that used to hold your attention are starting to slip away. Having peace is more important than being right. It's getting more important to align than to get approval. It looks like the message is working on you because of this. That fear that if you let go, you'll lose everything is also something that Archangel Michael talks about. People often stay in bad situations for a lot longer than they need to because they are afraid. But pay attention to this truth. God always replaces what He takes away. He never takes away without adding. What you leave behind makes room for what fits you better. This is also a call to watch what you say. Do not speak out of anger. Do not vent too soon. If you speak out of anger, it can ruin the calm clarity you are trying to build. When you feel angry or upset, choose silence. Being quiet is not the same as being shut down. It is a plan. Hey, loved one, this is a time when community is important. Avoid people who make fun of your discernment. Instead, surround yourself with people who respect it. The best places for wisdom to grow are those that value truth. That's why messages like this one are important and why staying in touch with spiritual reminders makes you stronger. Taking a moment to support this message in simple ways can help you stay grounded. Please share this message with people who may be on the verge of making a big choice. Give it to someone who needs to know right now. Say in the comments that you've chosen alignment and protection. If you subscribe to this channel, you'll never miss a message that helps you develop discernment and faith. If you feel called, becoming a member helps keep this mission going, which is to spread timely warnings and spiritual clarity. Your agreement is spiritual in nature, according to Archangel Michael, not just digital. If this word resonates with your spirit, take a moment to subscribe to this channel. When you interact with truth, you strengthen it in your life. By subscribing, you are telling the prophets that you want to continue to be guided, aligned, and see God's promises come true in your life. Now pay close attention. In the next step of this process, you'll need to have endurance. Not dramatic endurance, but quiet consistency. Once things get calmer, you may be tempted to loosen up on your boundaries. Don't do that. Discernment should not be abandoned because of calm. The reward for obedience is peace. You might face small tests, small requests to give in, or soft pushes to return to what you know. These are not traps, they are checkpoints. Your confidence will grow every time you choose alignment. Peace will grow deeper each time you listen to your inner warning. You are getting back to trusting yourself, beloved. Past experiences where you disregarded your intuition and paid the price weakened that trust. Archangel Michael is making that trust whole again. Now don't hurry through the steps. Restoration takes place one layer at a time. Take a moment to notice how different you feel now than when this message started. We want you to move on. There has already been a change. Some things are already set. That isn't a mistake. Keep reading this message for a little while longer. What comes next will help you understand who and what this warning was really meant to keep you from. You'll be glad you didn't look away once you see it. Wait. This next revelation will make a strong link between everything. Dear one, Archangel Michael now wants you to understand more deeply, because what has been happening is not just random protection. It is aimed at. Why did this warning come at that time? It touched on some sensitive parts of your life for a reason. Heaven always watches over us carefully. There is nothing about this message that is generic, and there is nothing by chance about your experience. You were moving towards something that seemed good at first glance, but was actually heavy on the inside, not because it was bad, but because it wasn't finished. Under pressure, foundations that aren't finished will eventually crack. You were about to put more of yourself into the structure than it could handle, according to Archangel Michael. That difference would have made you lose time, energy, and peace. This is why you felt mixed emotions even though you were hopeful. Your spirit knew something was off before your mind could name it. A lot of people ignore that feeling and then wonder why they feel tired, let down, or stuck. You are being spared that lesson because you are aware of it instead of being hurt by it. You beloved, there is also a truth here about who you are. You have been evolving and getting rid of old versions of yourself. But some people and situations around you still connect you to the person you used to be, instead of the person you are becoming. When growth is faster than the environment, friction happens. It wasn't meant to push you back. It was meant to push you forward. In order to maintain harmony, Archangel Michael advises you to stop lowering your discernment. If harmony means betraying yourself, it's not harmony. It's quiet when things get tough. If you want real peace, you don't have to ignore what God is telling you. Now, you might notice that some conversations feel forced, some expectations feel heavy, and some obligations feel out of place. These feelings don't mean you're failing. They're signs that your inner compass is getting back on track. The old coordinates don't make sense after recalibration. As well, there is a release at the level of guilt. You might have felt bad about wanting more peace, clarity, and safety in your emotions. Archangel Michael, on the other hand, says these wants are not selfish. Spiritual maturity is indicated by them. God doesn't ask you to be in chaos and then call it faith. Dear one, something else is now being shown. People were warned about a tragedy that would involve both loss and delay. Wait too long to become the person you were meant to be. Wait too long to get what is right for you. Delay in walking with ease instead of inner tension all the time. Heaven is saving you from years of slowly giving in. This is why the message felt important. Destiny was waiting, not because bad things were about to happen. People get angry when destiny takes too long. People give up when they're angry. You were almost happy with something that would have kept you busy but not happy. Archangel Michael is also helping you get better at saying no without giving a reason. There's no need to explain every no. Every boundary doesn't need a story behind it. Sometimes being quiet is holy. Being far away can be loving. It can be smart to withdraw. You might feel sad sometimes about what you hoped would happen. Accept your sadness and don't let it hold you back. Being sad doesn't mean you made a bad choice. It means you're a person. Respect how you feel, then let go of it. Beloved, you are being repositioned for decisions that are based on clarity rather than emotion to achieve peace. You will have to change how you choose, talk, and react because of this change. Your reactions will change, and you'll be more aware. You'll also want to fix things less and wait more. That is not being passive. That's how discernment grows up. Archangel Michael tells you that what you let go of now won't be empty. It will bring you alignment, and when you're aligned, you attract what fits you. You won't be forced to ignore your intuition by the right people. When the right chances come up, they won't force you to act quickly. On the right path, things will feel steady, not crazy. You need to hear one more thing very well. If you want to punish yourself, don't go back to old choices with more knowledge. Regret takes away energy that could be used to move. That's what you knew at the time. You know more now. You can honor growth without putting down the past. There is already a change in the spiritual atmosphere around you, beloved one. The weight that was there before is going away. The chaos that was going around in your head is starting to clear up. That's proof that obedience is already at work, even before the full action is taken. Pay attention, but don't get upset. You are no longer running against disaster. You are moving toward alignment, and each step toward alignment brings peace. Do not leave this message. What comes next will show you how this warning not only kept you safe, but also set you up for something better than what you were planning to do. Dear one, Archangel Michael is now speaking from a place of confirmation, because what you've been feeling inside is starting to match up with what heaven has already decided. At this point, the message is no longer a warning. It's about being sure. You didn't think about the change. You did not react too much. You responded just the way your spirit wanted you to. Now there is a deep settling going on inside you. Anxiety has been replaced by quiet strength, and confusion has been replaced by clarity. This is what happens when you value discernment instead of trying to hide it. Many people want peace, but few are willing to let go of what makes it hard to find, says Archangel Michael. There may be less of an emotional charge around some things now that you were willing to do them, even when it was hard. Things that used to make me worry don't do that as much now. Being numb is not this. This is being detached. Being detached doesn't mean you don't care. What this means is that you are no longer controlled by things that are not yours to carry. Dear one, in the spiritual timeline, something important has changed. What looked like it was going to be a tragedy has been redirected, not by chance, but by obedience. When people respond to truth, heaven changes what happens. That's why warnings are acts of kindness, not fear. Archangel Michael wants you to know that the protection he gave you stopped more than just something bad. It also made something good happen. When the wrong door is shut, the right door doesn't always open right away. A hallway of preparation exists occasionally. Right now, you're in that hall. Do not rush through this area. This is where healing comes together. At this point, lessons turn into wisdom. Here, you learn to trust peace over chaos. A lot of people think that chaos is love and peace is boredom. Beloved, you are currently learning the difference. In the same way, your spiritual hearing is getting better. You'll hear your intuition more clearly and with less emotional dust on top of it. It will feel clearer and simpler, but not always easier to follow the advice. This gift needs to be looked after. When discernment is respected, according to Archangel Michael, It becomes more acute. It gets stronger every time you honor it. It gets less intense every time you ignore it. You made the choice to honor it, and that choice will have effects that go far beyond this one situation. There may still be times when doubt comes back to you. Most of the time, doubt comes after progress, not before. It asks things like, what if you were wrong? Or, what if you were too careful? When those thoughts come up, go back to peace. Peace is a sign of your approval. Angry feelings are never sent from heaven to help you. Dear one, pay attention to how your prayers are changing. You want strength more than help, and you don't want signs more than wisdom. Spiritual maturity is demonstrated here. No longer do you ask God to make things right. You are asking Him to show you the right way to go forward. This pose makes Archangel Michael happy. If you move with humility and courage, heaven will answer you quickly. That wasn't what you meant by certainty before obedience. It moved you to honor the truth. This message keeps getting clearer instead of more confusing because of this. In the next season, something new will start to take shape. It won't happen quickly or dramatically, but it will be stable. At first, it will feel more like relief than excitement. Do not ignore it. Peace usually comes in a quiet way because it doesn't need to show off. Just know that it helps you, beloved one. The warning has now done what it was meant to do. You are no longer on the edge of something dangerous. The ground you're standing on is discernment. You will be able to make more stable steps, make more calm decisions, and feel better in your heart from now on. Archangel Michael wants you to intentionally seal this moment before you move on. Transformation is rooted in recognition. If what this message says backs up what your spirit already knows, type, I walk in divine protection in the comments. The blessing code, 888, is now over your choices, your peace, and your future. Allow this protection to settle over you, and see this call as a continuation of that divine flow. The Lord is telling you that what I protected you from, I want to protect other people from through you. If you help this mission, your seed turns into a wall of light for souls who are just one choice away from regret. I feel led to talk to you directly now. Giving is something that has to be done. It is in line. It says in the Bible that those who let go will see rivers rise where droughts used to be. Don't put off this moment of obedience. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Archangel Michael now changes the tone in a soft but firm way, because what comes next is not about what you got away from, but how you move forward. Being safe is not the end of the story. It's the start of a new shape. You are entering a time when wisdom must become a habit, not just something you do in response to warning. Your spirit is going through a quiet recalibration. You may have noticed that you can't handle as much noise, drama, or emotional chaos as you used to. This is done on purpose. Your soul is learning that peace is a must, not a nice to have. Anything that changes that baseline will feel strange, even if it used to feel normal. This is how you know growth has taken root, says Archangel Michael. You don't have to think about everything in great detail to figure out what is right and wrong. Each part of your body, mind, and spirit reacts together. It feels light to align. Misalignment feels heavy, tense, and unclear. You are also learning a higher level of patience, not just waiting, but being steady and ready to act. The kind of patience that doesn't rush things or set deadlines. This patience keeps you from making hasty choices that seem important but aren't planned. Friends, there is a temptation in times like these to try to quickly fill the void left by what was let go of, so it doesn't feel empty. Archangel Michael issues a gentle warning against this. Lack is not the same as empty space. It's getting ready. If you rush to fill it, misalignment can come back under a different name. Soak up the stillness without thinking of it as being stuck. Underground, seeds do their most important work that can't be seen. More and more your discernment is growing. Your boundaries are becoming more stable in your body. Your identity is becoming more stable. You may notice changes in the way you interact with others. You may explain, prove, and seek approval less, and listen, observe, and choose when to interact more. This is not cashing out. This builds self-respect. Another important point is made by Archangel Michael. You are learning the difference between being kind and taking care of things. With compassion, you can care without carrying. You felt responsible for things that were never your fault because of misplaced responsibility. That misplaced responsibility made me tired in the past. Once we fully understand this, guilt will leave our lives. No longer will you feel like you need to fix everyone or everything. You will love, but you will be smart about it. This change alone stops a huge number of future wounds. Dear one, pay attention to how the people around you react to your change. Some people will respect it right away. Some people might fight it. If someone says no, that doesn't mean you're wrong. Often it means that old ways of working don't work anymore. Reactions can show what alignment couldn't. Do not shrink to make other people feel better. Unspoken agreements are often broken by growth. That is not cruel to cause trouble. The truth is coming out. As your peace grows, Archangel Michael says it will become your guide. It's too expensive to keep something going if it means giving up peace. This standard will help you make safe choices in the future. You and God are also building a new kind of trust. It's not the kind of trust that needs to be reassured all the time. It's the kind that moves quietly with confidence. You won't need as many signs anymore. You know where you're going when you're calm and clear. This doesn't mean that problems will go away. In other words, problems won't throw you off guard anymore. You will meet them with your feet on the ground, not reacting, and ready, not panicked. Take a moment to think about how far this message has already brought you. The sense of urgency that used to be too much has turned into a sense of security. Stability has taken the place of the fear that tried to rise. This is proof that the warning did what it was supposed to do. It is now your job to take care of what has been fixed. You need to use discernment. Boundaries need to be respected. We need to protect stillness. These aren't a load. They come with being an adult. Archangel Michael tells you that what is coming will recognize you in this new position. You won't have to go after it. It'll come to you. It won't be necessary to act quickly to keep it up. It won't punish you for taking a break. Until then, pay attention while remaining calm, alert while maintaining peace, and involved without becoming entangled. You are now stronger because of this balance. Stay with this, as it happens. The next part of this journey will show you how it has been training you not only to avoid tragedy, but also to walk confidently into a future shaped by wisdom, safety, and calm authority. You are entering a time when wisdom must become a habit, not just something you do in response to warning. Your spirit is going through a quiet recalibration. You may have noticed that you can't handle as much noise, drama, or emotional chaos as you used to. This is done on purpose. Your soul is learning that peace is a must, not a nice to have. Anything that changes that baseline will feel strange, even if it used to feel normal. This is how you know growth has taken root, says Archangel Michael. You don't have to think about everything in great detail to figure out what is right and wrong. Each part of your body, mind, and spirit reacts together. It feels light to align. Misalignment feels heavy, tense, and unclear. You're also learning a higher level of patience, not just waiting, but being steady and ready to act. The kind of patience that doesn't rush things or set deadlines. This patience keeps you from making hasty choices that seem important, but aren't planned. Friends, there is a temptation in times like these to try to quickly fill the void left by what was let go of, so it doesn't feel empty. Archangel Michael issues a gentle warning against this. Lack is not the same as empty space. It's getting ready. If you rush to fill it, misalignment can come back under a different name. Soak up the stillness without thinking of it as being stuck. Underground, seeds do their most important work that can't be seen. More and more, your discernment is growing. Your boundaries are becoming more stable in your body. Your identity is becoming more stable. You may notice changes in the way you interact with others. You may explain, prove, and seek approval less, and listen, observe, and choose when to interact more. This is not cashing out. This builds self-respect. Another important point is made by Archangel Michael. You are learning the difference between being kind and taking care of things. With compassion, you can care without carrying. When you took on too much responsibility, you felt responsible for things you had nothing to do with. That misplaced responsibility made me tired in the past. Once we fully understand this, guilt will leave our lives. No longer will you feel like you need to fix everyone or everything. You will love, but you will be smart about it. This change alone stops a huge number of future wounds. Dear one, pay attention to how the people around you react to your change. Some people will respect it right away. Some people might fight it. If someone says no, that doesn't mean you're wrong. Often it means that old ways of working don't work anymore. Reactions can show what alignment couldn't. Do not shrink to make other people feel better. Unspoken agreements are often broken by growth. That is not cruel to cause trouble. The truth is coming out. As your peace grows, Archangel Michael says it will become your guide. It's too expensive to keep something going if it means giving up peace. This standard will help you make safe choices in the future. You and God are also building a new kind of trust, not the kind that needs to be reassured all the time, but the kind that moves quietly with faith. You won't need as many signs anymore. You know where you're going when you're calm and clear. This doesn't mean that problems will go away. In other words, problems won't throw you off guard anymore. You will meet them with your feet on the ground, not reacting, and ready, not panicked. Take a moment to think about how far this message has already brought you. The sense of urgency that used to be too much has turned into a sense of security. stability has taken the place of the fear that tried to rise. This is proof that the warning did what it was supposed to do. It is now your job to take care of what has been fixed. You need to use discernment. Boundaries need to be respected. We need to protect stillness. These aren't a load. They come with being an adult. Archangel Michael tells you that what is coming will recognize you in this new position. You won't have to go after it. It'll come to you. It won't be necessary to act quickly to keep it up. It won't punish you for taking a break. Until then, pay attention while remaining calm, alert while maintaining peace, and involved without becoming entangled. You are now stronger because of this balance. Stay with this as it happens. The next part of this journey will show you how it has been training you not only to avoid tragedy, but also to walk confidently into a future shaped by wisdom, safety, and calm authority. Dear one, Archangel Michael now speaks with poise and authority because this stage is all about securing what has been fixed. A lot of people have moments of clarity, but not all of them know how to keep that clarity going for a long time. You are learning from heaven how to make discernment your normal state, not just something you do when something bad happens. You might have noticed that your life is quieter now, not empty, with fewer emotional highs and lows, actions that need to be taken right away, and inner arguments. The quiet isn't because I'm bored. It's order. Chaos stops speaking when spiritual order comes back. And Archangel Michael says, this quiet is proof that protection has settled deeply. You need to understand this very well. Peace doesn't mean that nothing is going on. It means that what's going on is no longer against you. A line that shows progress doesn't scream for attention. It moves forward steadily. Learn to value that. You're also learning how to pick up on subtle warnings early on, before things get worse, before emotions get tangled, and before attachments get stronger. Being aware of this early on will save you time, energy, and heartache in ways you might not fully understand. You can win a lot of battles by never going into them. Beloved, don't forget how powerful consistency can be. The enemy rarely comes back with clear danger. It comes back with comfort, familiarity, and small changes that don't seem harmful. You are strong now because you listen to small inner nudges, says Archangel Michael. Those nudges are like guardrails. There may be times when your growth is internal and no one else notices it. They might expect the old you to react, explain too much, or go on too long. If you don't, they might not believe the change. Let them. There's no need for you to act mature. All you have to do is live it. You are also reminded by Archangel Michael that obedience includes time for rest. You don't have to constantly fix, analyze, or make things better. It's sometimes the most faithful thing to do to rest in what has already been shown. Peace has already closed some doors, but over-processing can open them again. Take a moment to notice how your prayer life is now. It is less complicated, more honest, and not as desperate. This is how you align, not because you're afraid of losing something, but because you trust God to lead you. A changed soul changes everything else. As you move forward, beloved one, keep your mind still. What you drink or eat over and over affects how you feel over and over again. Pick inputs that make things clearer instead of more confusing. This is why spiritual messages are important, and why staying in touch with truth-telling helps you stay balanced. If this message has helped you feel more grounded, please take a moment to think about it. Like this message so it keeps getting to people who are at a very important crossroads, Someone who needs reassurance and discernment right now should receive it. Write in the comments that you want peace, wisdom, and safety. If you subscribe to this channel, you'll always have access to messages that will uplift your spirit and make you more aware. If you feel led, you can become a member to help with the mission of sharing timely spiritual guidance and divine protection. Archangel Michael says, "Participation is when alignment happens in real life. When you deal with the truth, it makes itself stronger in your life." A reminder about humility is also present here. Even though you can see well now, that doesn't mean you won't be distracted in the future. Be willing to learn, keep an eye out, continue to pray. When combined with humility, discernment is at its best. Beloved, you may soon be in a situation that tests this new way of thinking in a subtle way. A chance to go back to old habits or make a new choice. That time is not a trap. It proves something. With each choice that is in line, your confidence grows. You are learning to select clear choices over emotional ones, to value peace over persuasion, and to trust calm decisions over emotional ones. Over time, these decisions add up to make a life that feels stable instead of unstable. Archangel Michael tells you that what's coming won't require you to give up everything to get it. At this point, it will meet you where you are. That way, you'll know it's time to move on. Take a moment to think about this truth. You are no longer surviving. You are gaining stability, which is the first step toward long-term growth. Wait. The next thing that happens will show you that everything you went through wasn't just to keep you safe, but also to get you ready for a role you are now ready to play. Dear one, Archangel Michael now tells you something very important, because this whole journey has been training you for responsibility, not just relief. The first layer made sure they were safe. What comes next is purpose. You were saved from something bad, but more than that, you were ready for something important. And getting ready frequently looks like pruning before expansion. You may have noticed that the things you see are bigger now. Things that used to make you feel very upset now seem smaller and easier to handle. We don't care about this. This is the authority taking over. Chaos loses its power as authority grows. As time goes on, you start to act from wisdom instead of reflex. Archangel, according to Michael, you are moving into a time when your presence itself can be used for discernment. People may not know why, but being around you may make them feel calmer. People may talk less quickly when you speak. If you stop feeding the confusion, it may get better on its own. This isn't ego. It's called alignment, radiating outward. A lesson in stewardship can also be learned here. You need to keep what you've gained through this process safe. Being able to discern is a gift, but it also comes with a duty. If you ignore it, it fades. It grows if it is honored. You have shown that you are willing to listen before asking for answers, so heaven trusts you with this level of clarity. Notice how the way you talk to yourself has changed, beloved one. You are kinder to yourself, less angry when you make a mistake, and more patient with the process. This change inside is just as important as any choice made outside. A calm mind makes for a stable life outside. You are also learning the difference between being important and being urgent. Not everything that wants your attention really does. Many distractions dress up as emergencies, says Archangel Michael. Peace, not pressure, is the key to true direction. You will save money in the future thanks to this discernment skill. There may come a time when others, even in a subtle way, want your advice. They might not say anything, but they will watch how you move. If you stay calm, the choices you make will speak louder than any advice. This is how quiet leadership grows. Beloved, make sure you understand this. Being a leader doesn't always mean being seen. It can also entail consistency, doing the right thing even when no one is looking, keeping boundaries even when giving in would be easier, and trusting the truth even when the easy option seems better. You are also reminded by Archangel Michael that humility helps you maintain discernment. Do not think you have reached your final destination. Layers of growth keep happening. Stay willing to be corrected, improved, and taught. Pride makes things less clear. Being humble keeps it safe. Now, something else is happening as well. A stronger trust in timing. No longer are you rushing results or trying to force clarity. You are letting things come to light on their own. This kind of patience isn't passive. It's a real sense of confidence. The coming season will reward those who are steady. Tomorrow, choices that are consistent will lead to peace that lasts. There's no need for dramatic moves. It's enough to be faithful in silence. You might feel almost holy moments of stillness. Do not put extra things in them. Stillness is where you can gain more insight. In times of silence, intuition gets stronger. Some answers only come when noise goes away, says Archangel Michael. As you think about what has happened, keep this truth in mind. You didn't miss anything that was meant for you. What passed wasn't lined up right. What is left is enough. The things that are coming will do so in peace, not haste. Loved one, you are no longer living your life to avoid tragedy. It is being led by the search for alignment. Everything changes with a shift. Things become easier to decide. It's easier to see delays. The direction stays the same. You are ready for what comes next. Archangel Michael assures you, not because you know everything, but because you are grounded, wise, and willing to listen. That position always brings guidance. Stay there. Stay calm. Be honest with yourself. The last unfolding brings all the things you have sensed to a full understanding, sealing this journey with clarity, blessing, and purpose. Because this journey of warning, protection, and alignment has reached its conclusion, my beloved child, Archangel Michael, is now speaking with completion and sealing. What was once a matter of urgency is now a matter of wisdom. What started out as fear has turned into power. You're not the same person you were before you read this message. That change was planned. The emergency that was once close by has been completely redirected. It has not been put off or delayed. It has been moved. As a result of your knowledge, willingness, and obedience, heaven responded. The way divine protection works is like this. It doesn't always make a loud noise. Sometimes it just takes away the threat so quietly that you don't even notice what you were spared until much later. Archangel Michael wants you to know that this has never been about one thing. The point was to teach you how to listen, pause, and pick peace over stress. You will think about these lessons every time you make a choice in the future. You're not scared because you've been trained. Ready, not shaken. There is a deep calm coming over you now. A calm that doesn't change based on the situation and stays even when answers take time to come up. This peace is strength. It is one of the best things that can protect you. You are entering a time when discernment will come naturally instead of being forced. You will no longer need shocking proof to know what's right. You will feel stable when aligned. it will be easy to see how this lines up. Being this simple is not being naive. It's grown up. You are now equipped, according to Archangel Michael, to spot red flags early on without getting scared, feeling guilty, or denying what you know. You won't have to explain why you're leaving something that is preventing you from finding peace. You will just make a different choice, firmly, calmly, and without feeling bad about it. There may still be times when memories try to pull you back, and a sense of comfort comes from things you know. That's when you should remember how heavy things used to feel. Remember how getting clear made your breathing, sleep, and thoughts different. You should use peace as your guide. Beloved, don't forget how much has been restored in you. Have faith in yourself. Believe in what you see. Have faith that you can hear God's voice. Archangel Michael confirms that you are no longer just trying to stay alive. Your actions are based on wisdom. You won't have to rush in the future. You won't have to beg for it. It won't require you to shut down your inner voice. No matter how peaceful you are, what is meant for you will get to you. If something about this word has changed you, subscribe now to get messages that keep you in line with God's timing. As you move forward in your discernment, let your subscription set off God's prophetic alignment over your path. As this message ends, please know this truth very well. You were warned because people value you, because your destiny is important. You were protected. You were led because heaven wants good things for you, not bad things. Now is the time to move forward without fear, stress, or regret. What was meant to hurt you has been taken care of. What's coming next is lined up. Get this last seal if your spirit is calm, your heart is lighter, and you can see things more clearly than before. If you feel like this message did its job for you, type "I am divinely sealed" in the comments. Now blessing code 1212 is sent over your life, the choices you make, and the way you will go in the future. As this journey comes to an end, take this last call as a holy instruction. What I protected in you, I want to protect in others through your obedience, says the Lord. This mission needs your help because it will save lives that are just one message or warning away from regret and peace. Keep this as a gift. This answer is like a prophecy. The Bible says that those who give with faith open up new heavens, and your seed becomes light for souls who are still lost. Don't wait to do what God tells you to do right now. You are about to enter your divine future. Remember that this message does not end with you. People can use your breakthrough to get where they need to go. Through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-fi community, you can help this mission. By doing so, you are sowing into the awakening, deliverance, and restoration of souls who are still trapped in darkness. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." Every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. Now is your time, my child. Have faith, and as you do, watch God multiply what you let go of. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's take a moment to reflect on this deep truth. You didn't find this message by accident. This is not a stroke of luck. It is a direct message from Archangel Michael to you. He's extending his hand and inviting you into a protected, high vibrational community where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise. This sacred principle is very simple, but it can change your whole life. If you follow it, you won't just receive blessings. they will be multiplied and flow into every part of your life. By accepting this invitation right now, you are unlocking immediate early access to powerful content and divine insights that are hidden from the general world. Now is your chance to enter a sacred space where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this sacred moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join Archangel Michael's inner circle immediately through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the direct, personalized messages that are specifically meant to elevate and empower your life. If you desire to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. And for those who feel called to amplify this work, a link to purchase the guided ebook is available, which is completely optional, but your presence, attention, and energy already mean the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.